It's time for another Nickel Hunt and Album Fill episode number 34. But in this video, I've got 2 reasons to get excited. Hey everyone, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and that's right, it's already episode number 34 of this Nickel Hunt and Album Fill series, boxes 52 and 53. Now, I said in the intro I was pretty excited about this episode because we've got 2 reasons to get excited. I picked up box 52 from one of my local banks, a different bank than I normally go to, and I showed it on my live stream, but roll number 10 has a Philadelphia minted War Nickel Ender. Can't get mad at that. I'll take that all day. So we got a silver in that one no matter what. And then thanks to Fred K, who's up in New Jersey, he traded me a box of nickels, and now I have a New Jersey box of nickels. Now, I haven't done much besides pop the top and see that we had circulated nickels as well, but I have never hunted a box of nickels from New Jersey. So maybe we'll get something good in there as well. Never know, fingers crossed. Either way, I've got 2 different boxes that I don't normally hunt, a bank I don't get from, and a state I don't hunt from. Super exciting. Now, I want to remind everyone that if you haven't caught up on this series, if you've missed the first 33 episodes, I do have a playlist link down below as well as up here. Feel free to check it out. If you're already caught up, you'll know that we have 136 of the 138 Jefferson Nickels in this album, many of them in really great condition. Obviously, I'd like to get some upgrades in the 40s and the 50s, always looking for those, but most importantly, I'd like to get this series buttoned up eventually. We need a tough 43D War Nickel, only 15.3 million minted, the lowest mintage of all the silver War Nickels, and the key date 50D. 2.6 million minted. I've only found 2 or 3 of these in all of my nickel boxes. This one's a little scary, but I did find that one before I found the 43D when I was completing my first set from Coin Roll Hunting. Now that we've covered that, now that we know we got a New Jersey nickel box and a War Nickel Ender, it's time to get the hunt on. Obviously, I'll be using my Nickel Coin Hunts mat, and I know many of you ask about these mats, so if you'd like this mat or any of my mats, I have links to those mats down below, and I'll put a convenient link up here if you want to check it out. All right. Enough jibber jabber. Let's get hunting. We know roll 10 has a War Nickel. Let's kick it off with a roll 1, and I'll bring you in if and when I get a first find. First roll luck, hunting the first roll. We've got an oldie, and I see a 50s nickel back here. We've got a 1939 nickel in roll number 1. We'd love for it to have a mint mark. It'd be a key date. No mint mark? Let's check to see if it has that DDR, double die reverse. You would clearly see doubling on the words 5 cents and on Monticello. And there does look to be some damage there. I don't see the doubling. No, looks a little suspicious because of that, but that's just some damage. This is not the DDR, and it is most certainly a Philadelphia. 1939 Philly nickel found in the box. Only the second year Jefferson, 1938 was the first year. We'll take it, early find, and we'll go ahead and pull out the 54, even though I won't be showing all the 50s finds. 54 Philadelphia. 2 finds, first roll. Let's keep looking. Just grabbed roll 10 out of the box, and it's been a quiet box. The first roll luck was awesome. We only added 1 more 54 Philadelphia since then. But now we have that War Nickel Ender, and the other Ender looks pretty old too. All right, let's get inside, see what year it is. Probably a 43P, but let's make sure. That War Nickel Ender with a Philadelphia mint mark on the reverse. It is a 43P. We'll check it for that 3/2, which you would clearly see right inside the bottom hook of the 3. And there's some damage on the coin, but I don't see it. And it also has a doubled eye that year in mint, which based on the wear, I don't see either. We don't need a 43P for the album, but we'll take it for the 2021 silver jar as well. All right, on the board with the War Nickel. Let's get back to the hunt. Roll number 17 is going to produce another 40s nickel, and this time it's a 1941 Denver. Roll number 19. I think we have a second war nickel. Just cracked it open, and that's looking pretty war nickel-like on the end. So we'll have to take a look to see if it is. And it is an S mint mark. We just found that 44S we recently needed, but remember, we needed Denver. I got excited for a second because I thought I still needed a 44S. And it's a 45S. 2 war nickels in the same row of rolls. Row 2. I'll take it. Second war nickel found of the box. Roll 21. We've got a Canadian nickel. Should have a beaver on the back. Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. And it's a 1986 Canadian nickel. We'll add it to the board and look for more goodies. We're on roll number 22 of the box, and I missed it by the edge. We've got our third war nickel, and this one is a Denver. And let me show you the edge. I already took a peek again like this and went, how did I miss it? But you can't see it. It's not that easy to see. But we have a Denver one here, and now it's time to take a look to see if we have that 43D. Let's pray that it is. Oh, I'm not mad at a 45D, but we really needed the 43D. Holy cow. We'll take it. Now we have a Philadelphia, a Denver, and a San Francisco minted war nickel. 3 in the box. Man, I thought that was going to be the 43D based on the reverse. It looked pretty nice. Either way, 3 war nickels, 22 rolls in. This is going to be a great box. Roll number 28. We've got a 1946 nickel. This one minted in Philadelphia. So let me just take a look at the R in pluribus, see if it was a Henning nickel. I'll weigh it up afterwards, make sure it's not heavier than 5 grams. And let you know if it is. Either way, another 40's find. Barely past the halfway point of the box. Roll number 36, and I've got an oddity. I have never seen this counter strike before, especially on a nickel. 2006 Denver. No more lies. And they even struck it on both sides. No more lies and no more war. I just realized it said something different. No more lies. No more war. That is kind of a cool keepsake. I think I'll pull that aside for my Counter-Strike collection. And let me know in the comments below if you guys have seen one like this or seen this Counter-Strike on other denominations. We'll keep it and get back to the hunt. We're on roll 39, and I pulled a couple out by the edge. Thought this might be a war nickel. It wasn't. Pulled this metal detecting find one out, though, and it's a 1947, so I figured I'd bring you in. It's a 1947S, 1 year off of a semi-key date. We don't need it in this condition, but still nice to see another 40s nickel in the box. Roll 45, second to the last coin of the roll is going to be another another 40s nickel, a 1948 Philadelphia. We have completed that first box of nickels, and it was a great box. We had 10 nickels from the 50s, 7 from the 40s, including 3 war nickels, 1 from the 30s. We had the Canadian nickel and the Counter-Struck nickel, and a couple of absolute beauties in that box, a 62D and a 64D. We'll take them. We'll see if they upgrade the album as well. I think we have a total of 22 or 23 finds on the board. And like I've always said in a lot of videos, if I can get 20 to 25 early Jeffersons or finds in general in a nickel box, it's a great box, let alone one with 3 war nickels. Now it's time to move on to the New Jersey box and see if we have any goodies in this one. Again, I want to thank Fred K for sending me this box in trade. Let's see if this box can give us some goodies. Looks like we're going to go 2 for 2 on roll 1 finds because I just started to unroll roll 1, and that's not a nickel edge. So we've got something else here. And yeah, take a look at that. Philippine coin, 25 centimos. Can't get mad at that. 1978. Love when I find foreign coins other than Canada, because I do see my fair share of Canada coins in my hunts. Let's see what other goodies we have from New Jersey. Roll number 3 is going to have a couple of finds because, well, I'm assuming a couple of finds. We see a 1941. It flattened out the roll, and that one looks pretty old as well. So we'll take a look at both of them. First find is a 1941 Philadelphia. And potential second find is a 1947 Philadelphia as well. Being that this box is from New Jersey, I'm hoping to find some Philadelphia minted coins or more than I usually get. And I did a quick check and noticed that my 99, 98, and 96 Philly nickels are pretty ugly in my album. So definitely probably will have an upgrader here. So I'll be keeping an eye out for a few 90s ones since I need better Philadelphia ones in the album. Roll number 12 is going to provide yet, I believe, another war nickel. Just cracked open this roll, and this one towards the back looks a little suspicioso. Hopefully, it's silver. And it is. I think I saw a 42. 1942 first-year war nickel. San Francisco to boot. We'll take it. 4 war nickels in 62 rolls. Let's get 5. Roll number 16 of the New Jersey box, and we've got another find here. It's a 1947, minted in Philly. I'll also point out that I'm finding it hard to not pull out some of these beautiful 90s and 80s nickels. That one's got an odd tone, but it's got a great strike. Either way, I want to pull enough out that I can compare against the album since I don't get a lot of Philadelphia minted coins in my boxes. We're on roll number 23, and now we have found a 1949 nickel. Hopefully it's got a S or a Denver mint mark. And I think that might be an S. And it is. 1949S is actually a semi-key date nickel. It's not in the best shape. Don't know if it'll upgrade in the album, but we'll definitely take it regardless. 1949S, semi-key date nickel found. Roll number 46, and we have found our second 1939 nickel of the hunt. Is it a key date? It is not. Is it a DDR? And it is not. 1939p, no DDR. We still like them. Same roll, and it's pretty toasty, but it is a 1941. It was reverse face, and I flipped it, saw it was a 41. 41 something. I don't even know if I can make out a mint mark on this one. Looks like it'll be Philly. Roll 30, and yet another 1941 nickel. None from 1940. This is our 4th from 41. Just flattened out roll 38, and we've got another foreign coin, and this one is from the Dominican Republic. 1984. We'll take it. Sanchez and Mela on the front. 5 centavos. Roll 44 of the New Jersey box, and we've done it again. We've got another Buffalo. And I think there might be a Denver mint mark. There's definitely a mint mark. It appears to be Denver. And based on that image, that shouldn't be an S. That's probably a Denver. So it looks like we've got a Denver Buffalo nickel in the box. And based on the wear, it could be an oldie if we have a date. And I don't know if we're going to get a date on this one. Looks pretty toasty. Let me wipe it away and see if I can see it without nickodating it. But if I need to nickodate it, I'll bring it back. So unfortunately, we needed to use nickodate to get the date. And it is an older one. It's a 1927. I'm trying to get the image so you guys can see it. Right there, 1927 Denver. Not a valuable nickel in any condition, and in nickodated condition, it would only have about 10 to 20% of its value. So maybe $1 for this nickel, but we've got silver in the box and now a Buffalo in the box. Can we get a V nickel or proof? Roll 47. Thought we had a 1940 for the first time, but it's another 1949 Philadelphia. Roll 50 and we will not be denied because we will have our first nickel from 1940 in the last roll of the box. 1940 Denver. I'll bring you back if we find something else. Otherwise, we'll have to do a wrap-up. Well, we finished box number 53 of this series. This 2-box hunt is complete, 100 rolls hunted. We got 40 total finds, 17 from the 50s, 16 from the 40s, including the 4 war nickels, which we'll get to. We got 2 from 1939, both Philadelphia mint, neither the DDR. We got that 1927 D Buffalo nickel, 3 foreigns, a Canadian, Philippine coin, and Dominican Republican coin. We got that Counter-Strike coin. We'll take it. And of course, 4 war nickels. A 42S, a 43P, a 45D, and a 45S. And that might have been the other way around, but bottom line is that's what we got. I also pulled a ton of nicer Philadelphia minted coins and other coins at the top to compare against the album. Let me go ahead and see if we have any upgraders. We know we didn't have any additions because we didn't find a 50D or a 43D war nickel. I'll be back and let you know what we're upgrading, if any. So like I mentioned, no additions, but 7 upgrades. We're going to go ahead and upgrade this 1999 Philly. Much better. We're going to upgrade the 92 Philly. Better strike. We're going to upgrade the 91 Philly. Less damage. And we're going to upgrade the 1990 Philly. Definitely a beauty. We're going to move on down to 1976. The one I had is nice, but I do like the one we found slightly better. A little bit of gunk on it, but it has a better strike. And then we have 2 war nickel upgrades. That 45D is better than the other 45D. Not by a lot overall, but still better. And then that 42S, it's a toss-up, but I think there's a nicer rim on the one we just found. So we're going to upgrade that one too. 7 upgrades. Let me plug them in, and I'll bring you back. Well, there you have it. We've got all 7 upgrades plugged in, and like I said before, this nickel album is looking fantastic. There's only a handful of nickels I wish we had better examples of, but at the end of the day, most of them are in really great shape. Still need 2 more spots filled, and ironically, none of these beauties was able to upgrade anything in the album. At the end of the day, it was a fun hunt. Want to thank Fred for that New Jersey nickel box. Scored us a buffalo and a silver. And my other nickel box scored us 3 silvers for a total of 4. That will make the 2021 silver jar happy. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, it's going to be tough to get these last spots filled, but we're going to keep this hunt going, keep this series going until we get them filled some way or the other. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this nickel hunt and album filled episode number 34. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting and thanks for watching. You've been hungry for some silver, haven't you? How do those 4 war nickels taste? I thought so.